All right, how's everybody doing again? This is L.A. Kendrick from the House of Havoc, the Crib of Chaos, bringing you some urban legend stories from different states in the country, okay? We'll do a little something different. I'm still going to be telling the same stories from my own accord. Just thought I'd give it a break and give you guys some actual urban legends from different parts of the country. So the first one I'm going to do is the Montauk Project out of New York. The Montauk Project is a series of alleged government experiments conducted in Montauk, Long Island, in the early 80s, reportedly served as one of the Duffer Brothers' main inspiration for Stranger Things. The original word title of the show was even Montauk. So we're talking about psychological warfare, experimenting on children, opening portals to other dimensions, and various other nefarious government-funded creepiness. Hey, you've probably seen the show. While there were rumors circulating around shady government activity on the southeastern tip of Long Island for nearly a decade prior, the legend wasn't fully baked until the early 1990s, when Peter B. Nichols, a parapsychologist and electrical engineer, helped pen the Montauk Project Experiment in Time, which detailed a slew of Saculus repressed memories from his days working in Montauk. Cooperated by other colleagues, the book detailed time warps to Mars, genetic experiments, and Elvin-esque psychic child spies. The Montauk Project itself is said to be a piece of a larger psychological warfare conspiracy called the Philadelphia Experiment, which naturally inspired its own film too. And this is initial WF. So none of this is mine. It's just information off the internet. That's kind of spooky and kind of creepy. Didn't know Stranger Things came from that, but pretty intense. Let me look here a little bit. Here's another one from North Dakota. It's called the Gates of Hell. Abandoned towns are generally creepy, and North Dakota has an abundance of settlements that were all but abandoned after the railroad boom. Tagus, though, takes the case due to the little fact that people believe that it once housed a Lutheran church that doubled as a hotbed for Satan worship. Legend is, it burned down. But if you stand in just the right place, you can hear the screams of the damned bubbling up from hell itself. That's what they say. There are also reports of hellhounds, glowing gravestones, and a ghost train. Vandals and revelers have made the few people who call Tagus home very wary of visitors. And Lord knows that combination of a rumor portal to hell and extremely unwelcome locals in a small town boilerplate is horror movie fodder. The Satanist businesses date back to the satanic period of the 80s. Though Tag has been spooky since its founding. Let me re-say that. Though Tagus has been spooky since its founding in the 1900s, and ever since in the late 1980s, when hundreds of high schoolers turned up for a vandalism-intensive Halloween party were run out of the ghost town. Visitors have been met with extreme skepticism. The city's last church burned to the ground in 2001. And that is done by initials AK. All right. Last but not least, got me looking around out here now because it's dark and trying to definitely set the mood, but got me out here looking around. So last but not least, for our urban legends this evening, is the Melonheads. It's from Ohio. It sounds like something stale your granny might keep in her candy dish, but it's actually a legend about pale, sickly, genetically altered children with giant heads and razor-sharp teeth that simply love killing babies. Wow. Sickly, pale, genetically altered children. And also you in some variances. Wow, that's pretty, okay. So yeah, much worse. Rifts on the tail also exist in Michigan and Connecticut, but the Ohioan case is particularly compelling. These melonheads hunt the woods of Kirkland and are apparently adopted children and are apparently the adopted children of an unscrupulous doctor who used pre-melonheads to test new medical and surgical methods with not so great results. In some versions of the tale, the kids are more likely to scurry away like chipmunks than bite your face off. In others, they're just ghosts of the kids. One thing is certain though, they definitely inspired one very campy, hyper, logical, and local horror movie. And that is initial WF as well. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Again, just trying to make sure that I do my part, provide some entertainment, help you guys get through these rough times that we're in right now. And I'll be telling these stories and my own original stories. I'll be back to telling my own original stories here shortly. Just decided to take a break and go in a different direction. And, because most of my stories are based on some of the things that I've seen and folklore, because again, I very much love telling stories and I love horror stuff. But I already have published work out there already on Amazon, Indigo, Ingram, Barnes & Nobles, Kindle, and Nuke, and a lot more outlets. So feel free to pick up a copy of my work. I have something for kids and adults. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this work. And if you feel like you want to, if you're enjoying what I'm doing and you can appreciate what I'm trying to do, drop a few dollars in my Cash App, which is $outrage95. Again, every little bit helps. And again, I'm currently working on right now getting my next 2 books, one for the adults and one for the kids. And I've always got great ratings and things of that nature. And if you comment, don't be surprised if you get a free t-shirt or some workout gear that I have for the holidays. Again, you guys be safe out there. This has been L.A. Kendrick. Make sure you check the dark recesses of your home. You check the closets. You check underneath the beds. And if you happen to work at night, make sure you check under your cars. And you're very mindful of your surroundings. Don't be lazy, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick, bringing you the heavy.